That was Xander Bishop on the national anthem. My nephew, if you could hear that coming through the mic, not sure. Our, our color guard is exiting the field. Nice job, Xander, on the national anthem. So, Evan, this is always usually an important game in the Class 4 3A conference, and usually always a good one. I'm a little bit surprised that Gosnell didn't travel better. I believe they're 1-1 in conference as well right now. Trumann 1-1 in conference tonight. The only unbeaten's are Blyville and Highland, which they square off tonight in Blyville, and Evan's going to try to keep us posted on that because it has big implications. We could see ourselves in a situation if Highland runs the table. There could be a three-way tie, people fighting over second place in the conference, which is important for a home playoff game. Or if Blyville beats Highland and then Blyville gets beat, I mean, it just shows you how tough our conference is. I mean, it's good week in and week out. Conference play started 2 weeks ago with Westside. Every single game's important, and I'm just glad we've got Gosnell here at Trumann. We'll be bringing you the game tonight. I'm Kevin Bishop alongside Luke Bishop and Evan Bishop. The Bishops have taken over the press box. I even see Bishop sitting below the press box, so they're loaded up everywhere. But we're about 9 minutes and 43 seconds away from kickoff. Talk about the Highland game last week. I didn't get a chance to attend that one, but a low-scoring event. It was 7-0 forever. Highland ends up winning 13-0. Cade Hatton did go down early, which I think is important. One of our best, offensive production players. And when a senior kid player like that goes down, it affects the morale of the rest of the team. I mean, you practiced all week. The coach has got probably a scheme of plays that he's thinking about running that changes that. But, you never want to, I guess, brag about a loss. But Trumann has been the only one to hold Highland below like 30 points the whole year. I mean, Highland is a very, very good football team. Trumann's 2 losses this year, only to Hoxie and Highland. Didn't look at the Class 4 rankings early on, but I'm assuming Highland's within that top 10 somewhere. Other loss, coming by the way of Hoxie. Which Hoxie was ranked 3 in Class 3 coming into that game. Always a good football program. And it's worth mentioning that we didn't have Cade Hatton, first game of the year that went back to an ejection in a playoff game last year. So it should be a good one tonight. Truman's played really, really well at home, and I think they're going to have to put together a good one to beat Gosnell tonight, guys. So, Luke, how many weeks are we from basketball kickoff?
Kickoff is on, I guess you could say kickoff, tip-off.
Tip-off.
Tip-off is on the 14th of November. We'll be playing Rector at Rector. So we're looking at about 4 or 5 weeks. We've been getting ready. We just finished up our weightlifting program, and now we're going to get ready for our season and run our offense and defense. So it's looking good.
And if you get a chance to get out and watch, this year Trumann does return 3 or 4 starters. Lost a couple of seniors, but majority of the playing minutes does return. Got a couple of underclassmen that are coming up that'll be sophomores that should help. Also, there's a spaghetti dinner. When's that spaghetti dinner, and what does it cost, Luke? Fundraiser for the basketball team.
So as of right now, we don't know exactly when we're going to get them out. It will be before season, but it is $10 a plate, and you can contact Coach Billy Phelan or contact anyone you know on the Trumann High School basketball team. It is $10 a plate.
Well, and again, if you guys, any of you have, I don't know this for certain, but Coach Phelan's mom, Miss Velma, is famous for her cooking. They, former owners of Pick and Roll. I'm sure Miss Velma will be involved in cooking that spaghetti, but other than that, it is a big fundraiser for the basketball team. So I've seen several players sharing that, but if you are interested in those spaghetti tickets, if you see that out there on Facebook, reach out to any high school basketball player or Coach Phelan. And right now, I don't think our camera's in view of it, but we're 6 minutes from kickoff, and I think we've got one of the best stadium entrances in the state. Now, I can't say I've been all over the state to watch games, but man, these facilities here, top notch. I mean, I think this field opened in 19. It's got an indoor practice facility that would stack up probably with any junior college in this part of the world. One of Trumann's big things too when they built this field is the community said, if you put a track around that thing, we won't support it. So, carrying on with Trumann tradition from the old field, you're right on the action. I mean, as these people walk to get to their seats, you've got your hometown boys right down below you. And I can remember from when I played, and Evan, I'm sure you can vouch for this as well, it fires you up with that crowd behind you. I mean, you can hear people yelling and hollering, and looks like our captains tonight. Evan, do you know who that is? Number 76, number 33?
That is number 76, Christian Garcia, and number 33, David Hodges.
So Christian Garcia and David Hodges, the captains for the Wildcats tonight. And I see Gosnell has just now entered the field, and I can see our camera crew does have our view here on the Wildcats as they will run out of the tunnel here shortly. And if you hadn't had a chance to attend a home football game this year, Trumann has won the toss and is elected to receive, but they have put together a hype video that is phenomenal that we play every game before the players run out. Just to kind of give you an idea, as that video is playing, it's starting about now. And then they have some Kid Rock music cranked up, and then they break onto the field carrying the traditional American flags. It gets me fired up. Gives me a little chill bumps when they start doing that. So if anybody is out there listening tonight, if we have problems and you have my number or Evan or Luke's number, I don't want to just throw it out there, but if you have problems, try to text us or message somebody. Let us know if we're having issues. Already got a like out there, so it looks like we're in good shape, man. Oh, and we will be able to chat back a little bit. I can't promise you I'll be on time with it, but if you got something you want to say, we'll try to message back out there. But we're excited to be back home this week. I know the Wildcats are. I didn't get to chance to check any injury reports, but I think we've got everybody playing tonight as far as I know.
Cade Hatton is struggling with a hip injury. He will be out tonight.
So Cade is, okay, well that is big. I didn't know that. Cade Hatton does have a hip injury. He will sit out tonight, but this team's loaded with a lot of big heart players. There's a lot of talent still in the field. There's no doubt we're a better ball team with Cade out there, but we're still a very good football team in Cade's absence.
Expect Brody Polkjoy, Gavin Cuban, and Caden Donovan to get a lot more carries in tonight's game for Cade Hatton's absence.
Yep, you're right. And Coda Cameron's back.
Happy birthday after Coda Cameron.
Oh,
Coda Cameron's birthday.
Today's Coda Cameron's birthday. Happy birthday, Coda Cameron. And the starting lineup now, and Gosnell, you can't see it within your view, but Gosnell is taking the field. And I'm telling you, Gosnell, their football team, which, you know, they have seen some decline at times once the military base left, but Gosnell's a football program. I would call them a powerhouse within Class 4. Not a ton of state championships, but they are always within the top 8 to 10 teams year in, year out. I can remember back when I played, they had a couple of commits to the University of Arkansas, SEC, and I mean, over the years they've put out some very strong commits. But Trumann will have to play hard to win this one tonight. Gosnell's not going to back down. This game is as important for Gosnell as it is Trumann.
Exactly. Both teams right now are tied for 4th place in the 4A Region 3. Both teams suffering a loss to Highland, so this game is important. This can make a difference between a home playoff game for you traveling 5 hours away.
Yep, you're exactly right, because the way it matches up, the Northeast Arkansas teams, it seems we either end up somewhere over in Northwest Arkansas or Southwest Arkansas. Last year, Trumann traveled over to Warren, and you know Warren is home of Traylon Burks, and there's another Warren player a few years ago, but right now, here you go, ladies and gentlemen, your Wildcats. I can see them peeking out of the tunnel. And the run-out line, a lot of history with that. Kids on the field, I know it's an exciting time. I hear the cowbells ringing. These Wildcat fans are on their feet. And here come your Wildcats. They're led out by the senior Carson Smith. Efren Garcia there behind him, and I'll stop there before I forget somebody's name. Tonight, Luke, so why does everybody have pink on tonight, Luke?
So we are celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Oh,
so
October, yep.
You'll see in your volleyball games and your football games, a lot of the players will be wearing pink. So we've selected tonight as the pink out game for the student section, and throughout the whole month of October, you'll see players wearing pink. Yep,
October, you know, has become, mainly it's become a cancer awareness month. You know, there's always been breast cancer awareness, wear the pink, but I can guarantee you every family has or will be affected by cancer, and it's neat to see these local communities pull together and raise money for a good cause. And a lot of the players tonight, pink socks on. Luke's up here with a pink shirt, and that was the theme, pink out tonight. So here we are, kickoff. As you can see, Trumann won the toss, elected to receive. Luke, grab you a chair and you can sit beside me there. And so Coda Cameron and Jake Osment back deep to receive. It's going to be a pooch kick, and Carson Smith called for the fair catch. So this Wildcat offense will have their first possession from their own 30-yard line, and we'll get to see quick how this turns out. I see old Jeremy Guy sitting down there below me, the infamous Jeremy Guy. I know for Jeremy, their boxing season kicks off pretty soon, and I know they've been training hot and heavy, and Jeremy and them have been doing that for a lot of years. All right, so Trumann line up with 3 receivers, a little bit different set, and they're going to run it up the middle, but that's Cubitt, and he'll pick up, no, they're saying Coda Cameron. Was it Coda? Okay, it was Coda. So Coda picks up about 4 yards. So if you can get 4 yards over play, it's first downs. So
sophomore Ethan Swindle starting at center tonight. Daniel has struggled with some injuries throughout the week. So
is Brody even dressed out tonight?
It's
okay. Well, and the senior Jake Osment, he's played as a leader this whole year. I've been exceptionally proud of him. He stepped up and played some good ball this year as the senior quarterback, and they're going to need all the senior leadership they've got tonight. I didn't realize Brody's out, but you know, 2 key positions, your center and your top back in the backfield, both out. So an adjustment for Trumann, but so far so good. They've had 2 plays, and they're right where you want to be on 3rd down, 3rd and short. Looks like Gosnell's got 8 in the box.
They did that a lot last week against Pocahontas to stop their offensive front, and it worked out for them.
So Gosnell did the same thing. Yeah, I mean, when I say 8 in the box, they've got 8 guys on the line of scrimmage raring to go. The linebackers are moved up. Looks like they're playing with a couple of cornerbacks and a safety, and it doesn't appear Trumann's going to punt unless they do a little squig kick here. But they're looking at their wristbands. Now this is a bold move. This can set the tone for the game. You get this first down. They're going to try it with a dummy, I think. We might see a timeout here, which I hate to burn a timeout this early, but ball snap, fake. Osment has it, and he's got the first down and more. So, and a lot of people might not realize how much practice goes into what Trumann just did. When you do a dummy count, you've got 11 guys that have to stay on key. They've got somebody lined up in front of them ready to knock their head off. So you got to stay down, no false starts. Then a late snap, and everybody get off the ball to make their block. So well-executed play by the Wildcats.
Looks like Gosnell's going to stick to that 8-man in the box look. So
Yeah, they're going. And it's Trumann. You know, we are a run-heavy team. Got 2 receivers here to the near side. Ball snap. Osment, nobody knew he had the ball. He's got 2 men to beat. He beats 1. They're going to tackle him out of bounds. And the Wildcats sewed that perfectly. I think the defense thought Jake handed it off and it was coming to the near side. It wasn't really a bootleg, but it was designed like a bootleg. So far, so good for the first possession series of the Wildcats offense. 2 first downs here, and they are almost in the red zone as the ball is on the 24-yard line. 1st and 10. Fake the handoff to Coda Cameron. Jake Osment will keep it, and he picks up a solid 5 yards.
also forgot to mention number 9, sophomore Brandon Dunn.
So what's the other one? TriCaster to game camera?
The TriCaster is my camera's up top.
Okay.
That one is just the automatic one.
Okay. Which one do you think's better? Either one?
If that one starts like flipping.
Oh, okay, I got you. All right, Mr. Justin Smith giving us some IT instructions. So the ball handed off. Is that Coda? The birthday boy, shaking and baking. And he'll get a first down. So Coda takes it down to about the 13-yard line. So the Wildcats in the red zone for the first time tonight, guys. So just wondering what your all's coaching philosophy would be. What would you call right here, Luke?
Well, Jake's been running it pretty good. I'll just give him about one more try, see if he can squeeze through like he did on that one run. Other than that, I mean, even Cubitt right at the middle. We see he's back in the backfield now. He's not playing that H-back position for blocking. He might run it right here.
What do you think, Evans?
Honestly, run the ball, it's work, so keep at it.
Yep, I agree. I mean, you're tempted to try to throw it out there. There is some open space, but we're moving the ball on the ground. That may be the shortest pickup we've had. We do have a flag on the play. All right, so we were switching a couple of views there. What was that penalty, guys? Looks like it was against the Wildcats. So the ball be moved back to the 17-yard line. Could have been an illegal movement, false start. I was talking and missed it, but a 5-yard penalty. It's most likely, or a hold. It could be a hold. So first and about 15 for the Wildcats. They can pick up a first down without scoring. And Gosnell just, they read that all the way. A little bit of celebration there.
That's number 2, Venturis Lucas, the junior.
Big old boy. Good sportsmanship there. He was celebrating, but Jake Osmond extended a little handshake, a 5, and I'd love to know what's being said down there.
Like we said last week, Gosnell played excellent against Pocahontas. Number 4, Carson Talley, racking up 18 tackles, 5 for a loss in last week's game.
Wow. I don't care who you play. That's a big night. Play clock will tick down to about 4 seconds, and the Wildcats, I don't think they're going to get it off. They're not. They're going to have to burn a timeout. And the Gosnell coach is upset with his players about something as well, as you could hear him yelling all the way up here. But the Wildcats, a little slow to get the play in there, and did use the timeout. And this is an important series. I mean, you want to come out first and score. During the break here, I'd like to remind everyone the Miss Wildcat pageant, which came back last year after the school had not done it for a long time. It's ran by the cheerleading team. That starts tomorrow at 8:30. Runs pre-K all the way through high school. The high school division should start somewhere between 5 and 5:30, but if you get a chance, come out and support the cheerleading group. I know a lot of moms and daughters love to watch those pageants. Come out and watch. It'll all be Trumann girls because it, hence the name, the Miss Wildcat pageant. And the winner of that high school division will be the grand marshal for the Christmas parade this year. So the Wildcats will run it back, second and about 20. They need to get down to 3-yard line for a first down, and they were going to go to the air for the first time. Jake Osmond didn't like what he seen. He runs it down to about the 9-yard line, but he took a big hit for it. You can see there on your screen, but tough run for Jake Osmond, the senior, and Efren Garcia out there trying to block for him. But that was the first time the Wildcats have looked like they might go to the air, and Jake tucked it and ran it.
Once again, that's going to be kind of hard to do tonight. They were also missing number 9, Brandon Doan.
Oh, yeah.
Ankle injury tonight.
Yeah, Brandon, a sophomore, but has started both ways since the season started. It's strong. Forgot to mention that, but that sophomore class, a very strong sophomore class. Osmond with the ball again, and on this, he gets it down to about the 5, and this is obviously 4-down territory, so again, the Wildcats can get a first down without scoring. I said the 3-yard line, but it looks like they would have to get it down to about the 2-yard line. So this will bring up 4th and 5. Looks like Isaiah Carrillo and Cade Hayes just checked into the ball game for the Wildcats, and I was wrong. Efren Garcia has a strong leg. Has since he was a 7th, 8th grade freshman for sure. We'll see if he can boot the field goal and put 3 points on the board. Ball's down, ball's up, and it is good. So the Wildcats first to strike blood. That was a good sustained drive. We ran nearly 7 minutes off the clock, 6 minutes and 39 seconds off the clock. Would have loved to have had the touchdown, but we did come away with points. And this Wildcat defense, even going back to last year, has come up big several times, and they need to set the tone for this game. The offense just had a good drive. We need the defense to come out right here and stop Gosnell. Of course, this next weekend is the Wild Duck Festival. That'll kick off Friday night, and they got a lot going on this year. I've been told it's a record number of booths. They're also going to have cash prizes up to $250 for bingo, and then a lot of good prizes on top of that. So carnival rides, several opportunities to donate to local organizations. Duck Festival, I don't know how many years it's been in existence, but a long time. So if you get a chance, stop out the Wild Duck Festival. I know we'll be there this weekend, and we're going to kick it high. And it's Trumann has an opportunity to get it, but well, not being critical at all, but that was a missed opportunity by the Wildcats. I mean, you've got to have some guys down there ready to jump on that ball, and I think I think we were a little shocked that it rode right there in front of us, but Gosnell able to perfectly kick by Garcia. Ball snap. Gosnell will start with a little trickery, and he's wide open. The Wildcats are very lucky there that they didn't get burned. So Gosnell pitched it. The running back was going to throw the fly, and he was wide open. Kevin Williams? So Cameron Williams, if you see him for Gosnell, Evan and was Luke telling me number 3. He's considered a 3-star ranking coming out of college. For those of you that don't know much about that, 5 stars most you can get. If you can even get a star, it's a big deal. But he's had schools such as Notre Dame reach out to him, Colorado, Deion Sanders. So the Wildcats lucky on that first play, and I bet Coda will be ready if that happens again. So we'll see. They got 4 receivers. Ball fumbled again, but Wildcats all over it this time. Led by Carson Smith, the senior. Also, Efren Garcia back there in the backfield. Looks like Cade Hayes was in on the mix a little bit. So, huge play for the Wildcats. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 20. And, I mean, even if you force Gosnell to punt here, we're going to get great field position.
My notes for the game, one of my keys for Gosnell was limit mistakes. Mistakes like this is what drives you out of the football game. And happened to him against Highland, they made some key mistakes and ultimately hurt them.
Well, Evan, that's 3 right there on the kickoff. Then they missed the throw, missed the catch, and then a fumble here. So you're right about that. They run the old sweep, and Trumann covers it well. He picks up, what do you think, Luke? 2-3 yards, 2 yards?
It's not enough, though. We're sitting on about 4th and 16, maybe 4th and 17. Oh, we're looking about 4th and 17, so we'll probably see a punt right here.
Yeah, I would be shocked if we didn't see a punt. See about 3 new guys check in for the Pirates, and it does appear that one of them's a punter.
Looks like Cade Hayes is playing some defense tonight, though. He is at corner tonight.
Okay, good. Just having his presence out there on the field makes a difference.
Especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Now, Cade comes into the game with 4 interceptions on the year, and Gavin Greenwell, he can cover some ground. And a good pickup by the senior Gavin Greenwell. And that'll give Trumann the ball at about the 41-yard line, 42-yard line of Gosnell. So they got the short field here, guys. Evan, do you have any idea where Pee Wee football is at tomorrow?
I'm honest with you, Kevin. I have no idea.
I'm not sure either, but I know their season's winding down. They do have an opportunity to be in the playoffs.
Did beat Gosnell last week.
Ball snapped. Oh, Coda Cameron just took a big hit by number 4 from the Pirates.
It's caution tally.
They're gonna say he made it back to the line of scrimmage. I'm not so sure that he did, but Coda pops right back up. And Luke was asking Coach Bishop. See, I told you guys, Bishop's on the move. But Trumann Pee Wee football will be at Newport tomorrow morning, and that's 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and a lot of good talent coming up through the ranks for Trumann football. So exciting times for the next few years. So 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. Fakes the handoff to Coda Cameron. Osment gets the corner. And he's knocked out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 2. And Jake Osment playing well tonight. If you're just tuning in, the Wildcats are up 3-0 on their first possession. They did receive the ball, and looks like we've got a timeout. We'll see what the Gosnell calls their first timeout, but the Wildcats drove it down the field, took 6 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock. couldn't quite get in, but then Efren Garcia kicked about a 15, 20-yard field goal, put points on the board, so the Wildcats lead 3-0. Defense looks solid. On their first series, they were helped out by a few Gosnell mistakes, but still covered the ball well. And now with an opportunity here, this is 4-down territory, but we just need no penalties here. And I say, heck, I'm old school. I'd almost line Jake up under center and just run a quarterback sneak or hand it off to Cubitt.
Looks like we're going to get some variation of that. We got the heavy set in, Zane Price coming in as an extra blocker.
Yep.
H-backs in the backfield.
Yep, you're right, Pope Joy and Cubitt both in the backfield. And that's exactly Osment will take it. He's got the first down and more. He's down to about the 28, 29-yard line. And Luke's right. They're spotting it at about the 30, but that was still enough for a first down. And Jake already picking up several yards on the night. It's been 4, 5, 6-yard pickups, and then he had the one big run for probably 25 to 30 yards. So Jake's had a few games this year over 100 yards, and he's setting up for that. It looks like again tonight. Fakes it, and that's the play they almost scored on earlier. So option, I'm not just sure if that's a design option or if it's an option or a design play, but nevertheless, they get 9 yards on that, so it's going to bring up second and a very short one.
You know, when you have your best athlete out, you know who you go to? Your leading rusher, Jake Osmond.
Yeah,
He played well all year.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and he's going to get more carries tonight with the absence of Cade Hatton on offense, and he'll run it again. He gets out of bounds at about the 12-yard line, so that will be a first down for the Wildcats. First down. You get code, Luke? Yeah, me too. As most of you are aware, I mean, if you've walked outside, it's for the first time this year to me, it feels like football weather, and we're going to be in the 40s in the morning when we wake up, so fall has officially made it. Osment with the ball, and he's got nothing but real estate. He hesitates a little bit, but he might still get in. He makes it to about the 5-yard line. And I think Jake there, had he just continued running to the corner, could have gotten in the end zone, but it's easy to second guess when you set up in the press box. Jake having a very good night. And again, we 4-down territory, but you got Garcia that's got the strong leg.
Very impressed with this Trumann O-line tonight so far.
They are blocking well, Evan. You're right. The offensive line is, I mean, they're what's helped Trumann move down the field. Osment sacked in the backfield that time. That's going to be a loss of about 4 or 5 yards, so it's going to bring up third and about 8 from the 10-yard line. So once again, the Wildcats find themselves in about the same position they were earlier. They can get the first down if they're able to make it down to the 2-yard line. They don't have to score here. But I know they'd like to come away with 6 points this time instead of 3.
Looks like we got number 3, Cade Hatton, in the backfield.
Oh, so Cade Hatton for the first time seeing some action on offense. They fake the handoff to him. Osment keeps it.
Touchdown.
And he will score. So the Wildcats in the end zone for the first time tonight. That will take them up 9-0 with 17 seconds to go here in the first quarter. So a chance here to kick the extra point, go up 10-0. And the old Trumann fight song plays. Gavin Greenwell, the placeholder here. Garcia lines up the uprights. Ball snap, a little high snap, but Gavin pulls it down. Oh, and they're saying no good. It's always hard to gauge, but it really looked good from up here. So I'm not sure. It had to have been way right, maybe. I don't know if we can get a replay on that. I saw the officials look at each other and just kind of confirm that it was no good, but we'll try to get insight on that from Mr. Smith. And yeah, the other side of the press box saying they thought it looked good too, but you know, that happened in college football. Second week of the season, a kick was called no good that was obviously good, but it's not a reviewable play, and the team got beat by 3 points. I think a kick should be reviewable. I mean, what's it? We're reviewing everything else in the world. If it's that close that you're unsure, just look at it.
Especially important when it comes to points.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it takes a few minutes to look. So last time Garcia, a little bit of the high pooch kick to about the 30-yard line. Wildcats had an opportunity to recover, didn't. We'll see if they do the same thing here. And Gosnell thinks they are. They don't have anybody back deep, huh?
Onside, maybe.
It might be an onside. You're right. Look, now they kick to the same spot. Fair catch called, and he does pull it in. So there's something, and maybe you know, Evan, maybe Trumann has, you know, they've done that a lot this year. They kind of are strategic where they kick. Garcia has the leg to put it almost to the end zone, if not in the end zone, but I'm wondering if Gosnell has a big returner back there, because it doesn't look like we're going to kick it deep tonight, and they don't think we are either.
Yeah, once again, number 3, Cameron Williams is explosive. He has a kick return touchdown on the year. And, you know, we didn't really get to talk about it much last time, but Gosnell does play a lot of different kids at quarterback. Cameron Williams started at quarterback last week, but expect number 11, Trent Middleton, to get in there as well.
Little motion. Quarterback will keep it. And he could be gone. Well, just like that, we were just talking about him earlier. You know, the 3-star that's had some interest from the likes of Notre Dame and Colorado. He takes one to the house there. And
State, Miami, and Florida State.
so Luke's looking here. He's got interest from Michigan.
These are all offers.
Oh, he's got offers. So he's got offers from Arkansas Pine Bluff, Colorado State, Florida State, Miami, Michigan State, Missouri State, Notre Dame, Oklahoma State, Oregon, Southern Illinois, and UNLV. I had no idea he was.
Yeah. His brother Floyd is currently starting at Missouri State at defensive back as a true freshman.
Oh, wow. Well, the Wildcats did all they could do on that. Once he got to about the Trumann 40, I knew he was gone. I mean, he didn't have anybody else to beat, and we were not catching him. So they'll line up here, a chance. It's a one-possession game regardless right here, but they got a chance to make it 9-8, and they do. Well-designed play. Well, he also has an offer from Texas.
Big schools.
So you guys are getting to see some very strong Division I talent. And again, that's, what's his name again?
Cameron Williams.
Cameron Williams. He'll be number 3 in the white uniform. As you can watch that tonight.
You know, I think that's something both teams have. Both teams have explosive athletes. You can't just key in on one guy. You'll see number 3, Cameron Williams. Expect number 8. Don't have a roster, but number 8 did play quarterback against Highland, had some explosive plays. And once again, Trumann has Jake Osmond, Kate Hatton, Brody Pope, guys that can really change the game in the backfield. So
you're exactly right, Evan. And on defense, we've got some of those explosive guys. I mean, you got Gavin Greenwell, again, Kate Hatton on defense. Those guys, you know, can make big plays at any given time. And we knew it was going to be a dogfight, and so far, I feel like Trumann has controlled the game, but it's real early. And, you know, their very first play from scrimmage on their second possession, Gosnell scores with ease. So back deep, we've got Jake Osmond again and Coda Cameron. See if Gosnell kick, and they do kick it deep. Osmond will receive the ball. He's looking to see if he sees any running lanes. He does. He turns the corner. He's at the 30, 35, 40. He'll go out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. So, again, not bad field position for the Wildcats. Well, that brings the end of our first quarter. The Wildcats lead 9-8, and they will start the quarter like they started the game. They've got the ball at their own 44-yard line. They've moved the ball both times down the field. I can only think of one big play on the first series. Jake Osment had about a 25 to 30-yard run, but other than that, just a strategic 3, 4, 5, 6 yards. And again, those offensive linemen in the trenches tonight, they don't get the credit a lot of times, but that's the reason we're able to move the ball. So they got to continue to block like that.
No, you got in the red zone both times, one time settling for a field goal, but those touchdowns are going to matter. When you settle for a field goal, I mean, fourth quarter, I mean, that can't come back to bite you. So
I agree. I mean, it's in a game like this, early plays can make a big difference. You sure? All right.
If you want to come back later, I'll let y'all finish the fourth quarter.
So Luke's going to check out for a little bit. He'll be back in the fourth quarter as him and Evan new to the ranks of CATPACK this year. And if you've been out there listening, you know how good they are, but I've heard a lot of people brag on them. And here are the Wildcats, 1st and 10. They're going to hand it off first play here. Cade Hatton. And I see a flag. I think we're going to have a hold, Evan.
Number 5, Jai Jacobs on the tackle. Was hurt last week, but he is also one of those guys you can see play some quarterback for Gosnell. So, big athlete. He's only a sophomore as well.
So Gosnell got a lot of young players seeing playing time too. Oh, take me a seat real quick, Evan. I forgot we had chairs, and I was just sitting here making my back hurt for no reason. I do know Lauren Harlow's out there watching us tonight. He was letting us know about the Pee Wee game. So it was a hold, 1st and 15 for the Wildcats. Osment fakes the ball. Fakes the handoff, and he takes it up to about the 45-yard line, so this can bring up 2nd and 9. So he fakes it to Cade Hatton. A little bit surprised to see Cade in here offensively. We did see him start on defense. He's struggling with a hip injury, but it was hard to tell. He's just got one carry. How much that is affecting him tonight, we know it is, or he would have been in there from the very get-go. But
got hurt on the very first drive last week against Highland, and it played a major factor in that game.
I didn't realize it was the first drive. There's Hatton with the ball, and he's brought down, but not until he picks up about 3 yards. So not a bad little run there. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. You'd like to be in a little shorter field position on 3rd down, but 3rd and 6 is manageable. You got a lot of real estate on this side of the field. We'll see if the Wildcats take advantage of it or go to the weak side. 2 receivers out left here.
Looks like we're trying to get them off sides.
We're trying to dummy get them to jump again. Truman's been successful with that a few times this year. Gosnell not moving, and the Wildcats will have to burn another timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining here as we've got 10:15 to go in the first quarter. Wildcats lead 9-8. Well, Evan, you think you'll be out at the old Wild Duck Festival next weekend?
Maybe so. Don't really know yet. I know my sister does have her boutique out there this weekend. Wonderfully made. She's making clothes, and I'm really proud of her. So she'll be out there this weekend. I might be out there helping her, picking up tables or whatever she wants me to do. So.
And Evan brings up a good point as well. You know, the Wild Duck Festival, again, you know, small town festivals aren't possible without the community coming together, but a lot of local businesses will be set up out there. And man, what a better time to come out and support your local businesses. The school will have several booths set up out there. I know ROTC sets up, helps out a lot with different things. Cheerleading will have a booth. Usually they're painting faces. So looks like we're going to get good weather for it maybe too. So the Wildcats here, 3rd and 6. We'll see what Coach Cook drew up. Jake Osmond, they will take it to the short side. We'll have to wait and see. They're gonna say he ran out at a. They might measure. I've not seen a measurement all year in a Trumann game. It's
close.
It's gonna be 3rd and about a short one, maybe a half a yard. 4th and 1. I'm sorry. It looks like Coach Cook is gonna go for it, but I think you have to here. You're at home. You've had no trouble moving the ball. You're on Gosnell's side of the field. You know, I tell my team, this is what you're made of. This is what we worked on in off season. Go get the half yard. Gosnell's got everybody in the box. And they bring all 11 guys, and Osmond gets the first down. And more. Seems like we've said that a few times. And Jake will take it out to about the 44-yard line.
Really haven't gone under center a whole lot this year, maybe a little bit. We came out in the I formation against Manila, but we really haven't gone under center a whole lot. So.
Yeah, you're right. We have not gotten under center very much at all. And so far, this Wildcat offense is doing exactly really what you want them to do. I mean, everybody loves the big play, but if you can run minutes off the clock and still put up some points, both possessions they've come away with points. And we're going to have another hold. Possibly. It could be a block below the knees, maybe. We'll see what they call. Cade Hatton had nowhere to go there, and I'm sure Coach Cook holding his breath when you see that, and you got 11 guys running at him, and he's working with an injury. So it'll be So it will be a hold, 10-yard penalty. So that will move the Wildcats back in their own territory. So 1st and 20.
That's something you have to account for. I mean, Gosnell has the speed to contain the edge. So those little sweep plays are going to be hard to do tonight with Gosnell's speed.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, those guys they can match us on speed. I know we've got some fast guys back there. Jake Osmond moved the ball well, but it's going to be, like Evan said, it's hard to just pitch it and try to turn the corner and outrun them. That may not happen. Oh, we go to the air here, and he's got him open. If Garcia can, he can't quite get to the ball. He had him open, but I will say Gosnell defended that well. The safety saw what happened. It was a good route by Garcia, kind of a hook and go, and not so sure he shouldn't have been hit a little shorter. Oh, nobody said anything. Somebody texted you? Okay, yeah, we're doing good. Luke had switched it back. He said we were delayed, so yeah, no, it's doing good. You can hear us talking a little bit about to Mr. Smith. We do appreciate Zane and Mr. Smith, Justin Smith. He was our grand marshal of the homecoming parade. They make this possible to bring you the game. And Jake Osmond wrapped up immediately. And it works in our benefit this year, but I'm going to have to tell you, one thing I have complained about a lot. My wife will tell you I complain about everything, but I feel like in high school football, they give way too much credit on forward progression. There's been several times I felt like even our team should have been, marked up for a 2 to 3 yard loss, and they say they got back to the line of scrimmage. And again, Trumann benefits from this one, but it's going to bring up 3rd and forever.
Great play by number 70 for Gosnell. Don't have him on the roster. I apologize for that, but great play by him.
Wildcats, 2 receivers out right. Ball snap. They're going to give it to Cade Hatton, and he maybe gets a yard. Well, they're going to say he got 3 yards, but so I apologize for that. So he picks up. It's going to be 4th down. Trumann's going to punt, try to pin Gosnell back in their own territory. Evan, I got accepted into the University of Arkansas, you found out today, so an opportunity to possibly be a Razorback next year.
Going for it.
It is. It's a big time. I always tell seniors, it sounds like the old man talk, but your senior year goes by so fast, and then you look up and you've been out of school 20 years. Ooh, a high snap. That's no good for the Wildcats. Garcia still gets the ball off. I mean, it's not going to be a great punt, but what could have been, Gosnell could have either easily picked that up and ran it in or tackled us at our 30-yard line. Instead, the ball will be at the Gosnell 36-yard line. So this Wildcat defense needs to come up big here. The defense looked good the first series of the night. You know, Gosnell had a couple mistakes, but we were attacking the ball well. And then second series, the 3-star Division I recruit took it all the way to the house, 70 yards, for Gosnell's only score of the night, and then they were successful on the 2-point conversion. So 9-8, Gosnell will take over at their own 36. Ball snap. They're going to look to the air, and we're in the backfield, and a big sack by the sophomore, Gavin Cubitt. It's a big play. Wow, and that was Cameron, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so that's even bigger. You know, we were sitting there talking about all the offers he has. You know, Cubitt as a sophomore can go home tonight and say, yeah, but I sacked him. I brought him down. And he was fired up. So big play on first down. Second and about 24, the Pirates. Ball snapped again. They're going to go to the air again. Great throw. Wildcats defended it pretty well. We got in the backfield right before he threw the ball. He was able to get it off, so it's going to bring up third and about 4 to 5.
Number 16, Daniel Smith on the catch.
So that was 16, Daniel Smith on that catch.
We did talk about it. Expect Gosnell to throw many kids in there at quarterback, but expect Cameron. Cameron usually gets about 70% of the snaps at quarterback for this team.
So 4th down and 4 for the Gosnell Pirates, and I can't tell if they're bringing in the punt team or not. I mean, Trumann has moved the ball pretty well tonight, so you would think that they would punt it, but that last series, Gosnell looked like they were in our playbook. We couldn't do much at all. That looks like they are going to go. Well, Gosnell's going to burn a timeout, so now both teams with 1 timeout each remaining, and we've got 6:50 to go here in the half. Man, I just tell you, Evan, I love looking out and seeing the hoodies and the chillier weather.
It's football season.
It is football season. I'm really sounding old now, but I'm ready to make a big old pot of soup. You guys are doing a great job, Zane. So the Wildcat defense with some instruction here, and I'm sure Coach Anderson there giving some extra instruction, but I'm sure they're being told, watch the ball, don't jump, because they good chance they're going to try to pull us off sides. And then second of all, do your job. This is a big 4th down. You know, I hate to say it this early in the game, but could be one of the bigger 4th downs of the night.
Number 3 came out running, empty backfield, expected draw here maybe.
We got 5 receivers. 16 in motion. They're going to go for the sneak. He gets it. Hey, well-designed play. I mean, put the ball in your D1 prospect's hands and let him get you the first down. That's exactly what they did. So almost to midfield as they're at their own 49-yard line. Wildcats started off this game winning the coin toss, elected to receive the ball, scored on a field goal on their very first drive, shut down Gosnell on their first series, and then got the ball back, went down, scored a touchdown, missed the extra point, and then Gosnell had the big 70-yard touchdown. So that's how we're at 9-8 right now. Gosnell with 5 receivers, empty backfield, quick pass. And it defended about as well as you can defend that play. I mean, that's kind of it's a pass, but it really is, it's much like a run play. I mean, it's a quick, you get the ball out quick. We see a lot of teams throw that little, quick out pass, and that's what they did there. I like the call, though. You get your receivers all the way downfield, and you slip the tight end out. Nobody's there.
Expect that a lot tonight.
Empty backfield again. That's a hold. I'm not real sure. There we go. We got the... There will be a hold, but the pass was incomplete as the Gosnell offensive lineman was beat, and he just laid down on top of it. It was either Carson Smith or Efren Garcia. I kind of looked back, but
almost picked off by Coda Cameron.
And then, yeah, you're right. Evan Coda Cameron almost picked the ball off. So second down and about, the scoreboard's going to call it 4. It's a long 4. That'll be a 10-yard penalty, so that should bring up third and about 14. Or not, I'm sorry, they won't lose a down, so second and 14.
It's plays like that, you got to be smarter as a quarterback. I mean, just throw it away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he threw it into some heavy traffic. Okay, once again, empty backfield, 5 receiver set. Nice job by the Gosnell receiver to hang on the ball. He was hit immediately, and he's a little slow getting up. They drive him all the way back to the 49-yard line, but they're forward progress there, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 2. 3rd and 3.
Great play by Gavin Gringo to immediately get there.
Yeah, Gavin hit him immediately. I thought he might fumble the ball loose, but he's able to pull it in. .16 in motion, and well defended by the Wildcats. Who's that number 22?
That's Isaiah Carrillo, the sophomore.
So, man, the sophomore with a big play. He didn't make the tackle, but he's the first one in the backfield. Hit the runner, and his ankle slowed him down. And Garcia and Carson Smith finished it up. So, big 4th down, 4th and short. Gosnell looks to the sideline for the play. It'll be interesting to see if they burn their last time out here. Play clock only down to about 10 seconds, but they're still trying to call the play in. Yeah, Gosnell did not want to burn that time out, but I'll give credit to the Trumann crowd noise. They couldn't communicate. You could tell the quarterback couldn't hear what coach was saying.
Going back to my notes, one of my keys for Gosnell was not only beat the Wildcats, but beat the home atmosphere. I mean, Trumann fans travel well. We got a packed house here tonight, so.
Yeah, I'm biased, but you're exactly right, Evan. I mean, this goes back to the 70s. Trumann carries a strong home field advantage because they love their football. I mean, tonight, the Wildcats having a good year, but 3-2 on the year, and there's not an empty seat. It's elbow to elbow, and Gosnell filled in as well early on. I didn't think they traveled real well, but by the time kickoff came around, they pretty well filled the visiting stands. So 4th and 2 for Gosnell. This would be a big stop for the Wildcats. There was some movement on that offensive line, and he is sacked. And Gavin Cubitt gets his 2nd sack of the night, and they might have unlocked the beast tonight. He's had a good year, but first time he's been in the backfield twice that early. So that was a big fourth down for the Wildcats, and the sophomore coming up huge when they needed him.
Anyway, he's making big plays for Warden with the carry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 for your Wildcats from their own 45-yard line. And they'd love to put some points on the board here before the half, as Gosnell will get the ball at half. Cade Hatton with the ball in his hands, and Gosnell just not giving him much. He breaks for a big block by Jake Osment, and he's able to pick up the first down as he reversed the run. That was not your design call, and I could see Jake waiting on that defender to come across. He was wanting to light him up. I really think that should have been a defensive hold.
And that's what Cade Hatton brings to the table. I mean, he turned that play from a 1-yard loss into a first down for the Wildcats.
Oh, yeah, you're exactly right, Evan. What would have been a 1-yard loss turns into about a 12-yard gain, and they are going to give him a break, as I know he doesn't want it. I can see him telling the coaches, and they're saying, hey, they're looking out for his best interest. We need Cade for the longevity of the season. And it looks like Gosnell was lined up off sides there, but no call. And another big game. You can feel some emotion here. Well, Gosnell's saying we fumbled. And the officials are signaling they're going to roll him down. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Wildcats. And you can almost feel a little momentum swing here. And I think that was kind of spurred by the big sack by Gavin Cubitt on 4th and short. The Wildcats just have to make the most of it here. 2:36 on the clock. They do have one timeout. Osment with the ball again. Coda Cameron out in front blocking along with Gavin Cubitt. And he gets the edge and he picks up the first down. And we got a flag on the sideline. Let's hope that's not on the Wildcats. We're going to have some kind of unsportsmanlike conduct coming out of that, but the official calling for the chain crew to move the chain, so I'm assuming that that's going to be against the Gosnell Pirates. But we'll wait for the call by the official here. Did they pick up the flag? I'm not. No, I see them discussing it at about 30.
Results of the play is a first down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. Under 15-yard penalty for the end of the run.
Well, and Evan, that's the kind of things you can't do in a big game. I mean, I know the emotions are high, and I'm not going to name any names or be critical, but I mean, we're trying to score right here with 2:26 to go in the half. You just have a big run, you get a big first down. We just cannot afford to get those kind of penalties.
You're right back where you started. You may have a new fresh set of downs, but I mean, that puts you right back where you were.
Oh, yeah, we got to get all the way down to the 19-yard line for a first down, and the ball's spotted at about the 44. So a good 25 yards. That's 1st and 25. Osment will keep the ball, and he doesn't get anything. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And Lauren, Harlow, if you're out there watching, give me an update on the quality. Can you hear us okay? Is it coming through clear?
To give a little score update, Blyville is up on Highland 14-0 in the second quarter.
Blyville's up on Highland. I've heard that they're the real deal this year. Have not had the opportunity to watch them play, obviously. Trumann travels to Blyville in 2 weeks, is that right? We got to get out of this one first, but looking at the schedule this year, I know a lot of Trumann fans and players and family were happy because of the number of home games. But the way it's going to play out, it looks like our two toughest in-season games are going to be on the road, Highland and Blyville. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 25. And, you know, what I thought was a momentum swing, and I really feel like it was, has turned the other direction now. Gosnell, you can see they're fired up a little bit as they got a minute on the clock. They don't have any timeouts. Big run by Cade Hatton. That's going to be Evan fourth. He gets out to about the 40.
Yeah, fourth down about 20.
I'm not so sure. This is just me. If this is me here, I let that clock run all the way down, take a timeout, and then just run out the last play of the game. I mean, when you punt right here, you're setting up an opportunity for them to return it, a fumble. I mean, crazy things can happen. Great punt by Garcia.
Got the bounce back.
Good Trumann bounce, and they will down it at the 11-yard line. And there's 11 seconds left. So, hey, if I'm Truman's defense right here, I get back in a prevent defense for sure and just tell them, I don't care if we give up a 40-yard play. Don't let them score. You got to keep everybody in front of you. 11 seconds on the clock. They might have enough time to get 2 plays off, but again, Gosnell has no timeouts.
We saw it. Gosnell's score was a 75-yard run for a touchdown.
Yeah,
So.
they have the ability to bust a big play. I see Mr. Brandon Dome out down on the sideline right here in front of the camera. We do wish we had him out here. Hopefully he comes back. Evan, do you know what was his injury?
Ankle injury. I
Ankle
believe.
injury. And Trumann will call their last time out. And it doesn't look like we were in a prevent defense there. We lined up in our normal defense. Hey, they don't even pay me to do this. They sure don't pay me to coach. So, 11 seconds. Wildcats lead 9-8. And so far, this game has been everything we thought it would be, Evan.
Kudos to Coach Lewis Ernest for Gosnell. Really turned this program around. Be interested to see what he has drawn up here for this play with 11 seconds left to go.
He's got some playmakers. I mean, they've been running a 5 receiver set the entire game, and they've completed a few passes. And I felt like, you know, even earlier here, it didn't gain much, but the receiver held on to the ball. And then, of course, they've got speed.
Looks like they got number 11, Trent Middleton, the senior at quarterback. He's more of the traditional style quarterback, so expect maybe a throw from him.
Well, it looks like they're going to kneel on it. Yeah, well, when you're that close to the opposing team's end zone, that's probably a good coaching move.
Get the ball at halftime, too.
Yeah, and you get the ball at the half. So that's the end of our first half, folks, and it's a barn burner here. The Wildcats lead 9-8. Gosnell will get the ball when we come back out for the half, but we'll give you about a 15-minute break here as Evan and I are going to go sign some autographs, talk to the people, kiss some babies, and we'll be back in just a bit with second half of football.
give a big shout out to our Trumann High School marching band. This is Evan Bishop. I'm going to give you some halftime scores from around the state. I want to give a big thank you to Football Friday Night. Benton is up on Greene County Tech 35-0. Pulaski Academy up 26-13 on Siloam Springs. Little Rock Mills and Pine Bluff tied at 7 in the second quarter. Brooklyn currently losing to Batesville Southside 24-0 in the second quarter. Valley View up 14-0 against Wynn at halftime. And the game that we've been watching, it's a big deal for our conference. Blytheville is up on Highland 20-0 at halftime. Pocahontas up on Harrisburg 40-0. We play Pocahontas in conference play next week. Rivercrest up against Jonesboro Westside 25-6 in the second quarter. And that about does it for games around us. Excuse me, I got another one. Walnut Ridge up 42-0 on Piggott in the second quarter. EPC up on Cross County 28-0 in the second quarter. Rector up 32-0 on Brinkley. And amen football action. So that's our scores from around the state. It's about 2 minutes or so until halftime, and we'll be right back with you to start off this third quarter. Your Trumann Wildcats winning 9-8.
the backfield for penalty.
I told you get a water. Check the others. I told
I
Chad.
was going to reach up here and holler at you while you was on the back say, why don't you go get us something to drink since
Hey, no, I should have told Chad just go back and get. I said water. Chad.
Chad, where'd he go? Where'd Chad go?
He got it.
Yeah, go to the gas station. And Trumann comes out. I apologize. I'm sitting there watching and talking to him, but with the onside kick. And that's a big way to start the second half. The Wildcats onside kick the ball. They do recover.
Garcia recovered his own kick.
So Evan telling me here, Efren Garcia recovered his own kick, and that could prove to be very, very big. Again, if you're just tuning in, 9-8 ball game, Trumann leads. I feel like Trumann has controlled the game. The score is not really a representation of the game, but you know, good teams find a way to stay around, and Gosnell's done that. So
I mean, outside of the one big touchdown from Gosnell, they've been kind of quiet offensively. So
they have, you know, they had a couple of really good defensive series against us. Cubitt, about a 1 yard loss there, but Cubitt with 2 big sacks in the first half, and Cubitt just a sophomore.
your defensive line and front seven have played a whole lot better after that initial drive from Trumann. Got to find a way to get your defense off the field quicker. I mean, Trumann's wasting about 5 or 6 minutes every time with just keeping the ball. I mean, Trumann is really controlling the time of possession right now.
Oh, they are, and I mean most of it has been on just design power runs. I mean nothing crazy. We're not tried any trickery. We got 3 receivers out right here. Osment with the design quarterback run as he had 2 blockers out of the backfield, Carson Smith and Gavin Cubitt, along with the 3 receivers blocking downfield. So a good pickup there, 3rd and 6. I would say, I could be wrong, I would say this is close to 4-down territory, but in the first half we had a possession in the similar part of the field and we did elect to punt. And Garcia has a heck of a leg.
Got a great bounce on that punt too.
So Cubitt in the backfield with Osmond along with Carson Smith, the senior. Osmond will take it right up the middle, and he picks up about 1. He'll get the ball out to the 40-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th and 5. So decision time for Coach Cook. And
looks like they're going to go to that heavy set.
Yeah, they are. Looks like they are going to go to it as they bring in, is that Price, 77?
Zane Price, yeah.
Zane Price, 77. They bring in Popejoy, which is a sophomore, but a big back in that backfield. So you're going to have Cubitt and Popejoy and Carson Smith in the backfield to protect Jake Osment. Lined up at tight end, you got Garcia. I would suspect if we are going to run this ball, we're going to the right side of the field, and that's exactly what we do. And Osmond will get upfield, flag. It looks like we're going to have a hold, unless there's something we missed. And Osmond's picked up the first down on some long 4th and 3rd down carries tonight. But this one may be coming back, so Wildcats may be forced to punt. If it's a hold, it'll be a 10-yard penalty, maybe from the spot. So they could be setting up 4th and 10, as it looks like they threw the flag around the 35-yard line.
They've discussed it here. See what they call. Holding.
And the Wildcats will elect to punt now. So unable to take advantage of the onside kick, picked up the first down there, but there was a holding call. And Truman's had a couple of big holding calls tonight, huh?
Once again, one of my keys for Gosnell was to limit mistakes, but I mean, Truman's making some right now. I mean, that was a first down. I mean, you're going to get the ball back, keep it out of Gosnell's hands, but now you're giving them the ball back. And
yeah, that penalty potentially, you're right, Evan, potentially takes points off the board in a 9-8 ball game. Good snap this time. Garcia, high punt. He calls a fair catch. Right about the 23-yard line, so he called a fair catch last second. That's one thing I've never done, and I think there's good reason why, is fielded punts. It's a lot harder than it looks. You got 11 guys running at you full steam, and they can't hit you, but in my mind, I'm always thinking, what if there's that one wild card out there? He decides to light me up.
you know, that's something, you know, we give Efren Garcia a lot of compliments, but he gave that ball about 5 seconds of sky time for his team to get down there. I mean, he's just a tremendous kicker.
Yeah, the Wildcats definitely going to miss the senior Garcia's foot. He's kicked since he was in the 10th grade for the Wildcat. Gosnell will give it to their D1 athlete, but he's only able to get back to the line of scrimmage. And again, what is his last name again? Williams. I keep wanting to say Wallace. I know a Cameron Wallace. So Cameron Williams. We went down the list of schools earlier, but he's got the likes of offers from Notre Dame, Miami, Florida State, Texas. 2 teams within the top 4 have extended an offer. He has not committed yet. Notre Dame, again, I said was on that list. Colorado State. It was a little surprising. I didn't see an offer from Arkansas State or Arkansas, either one. And a lot of times, it's big for in-state colleges to keep the in-state talent. And here we go. He's going to attempt to. They're defending him well.
Yeah, they are. I mean,
he had the big play earlier, but outside of that. So it's going to be 3rd and short, though. 3rd and about 3.
Last year his brother, Floyd, played a lot of wide receiver, but they had a formation called the Wild Floyd, and he would just play at the Wildcat position. Cameron's gotten, a majority of the snaps at quarterback tonight. It's really surprising they haven't really thrown him out there in space, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. They're going to have Trent Middleton at quarterback, the senior. I believe Cameron's going to be lined up at wide receiver.
So they got Cameron Williams lined up at wide receiver. Oh! Popejoy has the ball. He strips it and scores! So, just like that, the sophomore strips the ball out of his hands, runs it all the way back for a touchdown. And I went to school with his uncle Zach, and I know his grandpa, his dad, his mom, everybody's fired up. I'm fired up over that. So, Zach Bivens, if you're out there watching anywhere, he's already proved to be more athletic than you were in high school.
It goes right back to that point, mistakes.
Yeah.
I mean, they could not handle the snap. Kylan, the sophomore for Gosnell, it just fell right out of his hands.
That is a big play. That'll be a play that he's talking about when he's my age. Score that touchdown in front of the home crowd. So the Wildcats will go up 15-8. They have a commanding 7-point lead. Well, I think they're making the assumption that Gosnell's going to go for 2 regardless. So they're going to keep Gosnell from being able to tie the ball game if they're able to score here. Of course, you're setting yourself up for them to take a 1-point lead if you don't get it. But Osmond in. Hey. So the senior will score the 2-point conversion. And I couldn't see Jake's eyes, but by watching him run, it was almost like you're not stopping me. What is it? Yeah. So just like that, the Wildcats, come out, onside kick, recover it, but don't make anything about it. We're still up here kind of crying over it. And Popejoy strips the ball and scores, and it got this these Wildcat fans on their feet.
Coach Cook pumped for Brody Popejoy, just ran over and hugged him on the sideline.
Coach Cook, again, first-year head coach here at Trumann. He was on staff as an assistant coach last year as Coach Phillips left for Paragould, and Paragould already looks improved. First 2 games, they picked up their first win, and then we're in several of the games early on this year.
Played Hoxie very close, only
Yeah.
lost by a touchdown.
And actually was in the game for a while against Valley View, and then Valley View kind of pulled away. That's a tough conference, that 5A conference. So the Wildcats will kick the ball off, and I'll tell you what, Justin Smith's music, 90s country, is on point. We got a little boot scoot and boogie.
I think he had his workout plan
Well, Peter.
last week.
I like the glasses. Got my cousin / niece up here with her heart glasses on. Oh, great kick. I don't know how Gosnell pulls that away. There was not a fair catch signal. Gosnell was wanting a flag there, but you can't create confusion. And you had 2 guys standing there, one waving for the fair catch, the other one looking like he's going to catch it. Kind of lucky that, Gosnell didn't get a penalty on that, because if you signal for a fair catch and don't catch it, I think that's a flag, isn't it, Evan?
Yeah. Number 11, Trent Middleton, going to come back into the game. I mean, Truman's contained Cameron Williams all night. It's really surprising they really haven't put him in more at wide receiver and running back. So, but it looks like that's what they're going to do. That he's going to have a one-on-one matchup with Cade Hatton on the numbers. Excuse me, Caden Donovan.
So they got Donovan out here, and then they're bringing a little extra help with Cade Hatton. Smart by Coach Cook. Cubitt almost there. And the quarterback for Gosnell just has to throw it out of bounds. That's Trent Middleton. And you said he's more of a traditional pocket passer type guy?
He's more of their traditional quarterback guy. Obviously, you have a guy like Cameron Williams who can do it all. So, but I mean, they play about 4 or 5 different guys at quarterback. We haven't really seen it a whole lot tonight, but I mean, they have that ability to throw all their athletes out there.
Well, and these Trumann fans still hanging on here, as it's perfect football weather out there tonight, just enough for a hoodie. And that's a nice completion by the Pirates, and it'll get them across midfield to about the 48-yard line. And that's enough for a first down. And also Monday night, would like to mention that it is senior night for girls volleyball. Those festivities will kick off about 6:15, but also the junior high plays, I don't know if they crank up at 5 or not, but you probably want to get there about 5:45 to 6, honor the senior volleyball players, and it's hard to believe we're already this far into the school year. You're glad, though, aren't you, Evan?
Oh, yeah.
Senior year, you better soak it up. They'll hand the ball off. Big run by the Pirates, so Gosnell with back-to-back first downs. So this has been the first kind of sustainable drive that they've had, though, isn't it, Evan?
Yeah. I mean, once again, Gosnell just has so many different athletes. That time it was number 16, Daniel Smith. But, I mean, you have these teams that are going to key in on number 3, Cameron Williams. So it helps for Gosnell when you have several different athletes that can move the ball downfield for you.
I agree. You got to take advantage of, the Wildcats keying on him, and I think that's what the coaching staff sees as well. They probably dealt with that all year. So a 4-receiver set, one. Oh, Cubitt was there again, but I don't know how he pulled that down, as Gavin Greenwell had a hand on it. Cade Hatton was in the vicinity. That's just a great catch.
Number 5, Jai Jones, the sophomore.
He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much you can do about that. If you don't intercept that or knock it down, and Gavin Greenwell had a hand on it, just a good pass. So the ball will be at the 19-yard line of the Wildcats. The Pirates knocking on the door of the end zone. 6:35 to go here in the third quarter. First one there, it looked like. That was Daniel Smith on the carry. Can't see who the first one was there for the Wildcats.
Combination of Wildcats. I think it was led by Thomas Chavarria.
Yep, you're right on that one, Evan. Chavarria will bring up 2nd and 9, and
I want to give kudos to Thomas Chavarria, moved him to linebacker this summer to make up for the loss of Eli Evan Jameson Barnhill, and he's done a tremendous job.
and that's a hard position to learn in 1 year. A lot of reads that go on at that linebacker position. Typically one of the leaders on defense. Quarterback there, he is sacked. Sacked from behind by Efren Garcia. So that'll bring up the 4th or 5th sack on the night. Carson Smith's had one. Cubitt's had a couple. Garcia's been back there a couple of times. So, heck, we might be around 6 sacks. But
We talk about Garcia's foot, but man, he is an athlete. I mean,
yeah, he is.
He got an amazing jump off that snap, just got right past the offensive tackle.
And no hold called, but it didn't need to be called as the Wildcats come up with another sack. And what looked like some momentum by Gosnell was quickly turned around by the big play by Garcia. You know, and if any of you young athletes are out there watching, I mean, it shows you if you do your part and come up with a big play, a lot of times it can motivate the entire team. And I'm not saying we were unmotivated, but you know, Garcia comes up with that, but Gosnell had been moving the ball. You know, looked like they were knocking on the door of the end zone. Now we got 4th and 15, and they will go for it.
Number 11, Trey Milton out of the game, so don't really know what to expect here. We know Cameron Williams can't throw the football.
And they're back in the backfield again. He's just going to have to sling it. Incomplete pass, so the Wildcats will take over on downs, and I think when this game finishes up, we could go back to that defensive series and say that might have been the difference in the game.
Once again, Cameron Williams was pressured immediately by Efren Garcia, forced him to scramble out of the pocket, and great play by the Wildcats.
Yeah, this defensive line has been strong tonight, and you know the defense as a whole has been good, but you know the defensive line has taken a little bit of heat this year. At times, it looked like maybe they were soft up the middle, but tonight they've not shown that. Tonight they've come to play.
So we got Gavin Cuban and Kay Hatton lined up in the backfield.
4:11 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Already a flag. I wondered if that's not offsides or it's a weird spot for the flag. It was thrown out near the Gosnell sideline. Could be a hold, but I don't think. We'll see, unless the receiver was holding.
Close near where Kay Hatton was tackled.
Illegal formation. We had 5 men in the backfield. Typically, that just means the receiver didn't check with the official to make sure he was on the line of scrimmage, would be my guess. And so he was in the backfield. That's why you always want to, as a receiver, you want to look at that official and make sure you're pointing and lining up where you're supposed to be. Wildcats have done a good job getting the plays called in tonight. We do have 8 seconds on the play clock here. The ball snapped. Osment will keep it. He's got a lot of real estate. He makes it a little bit of a late hit out of bounds, but not until he picks up about 12 yards.
Once again, this is Trumann exposing kind of their defense. It looks like their defense was keyed in on Kate Hatton on that all that space on the left side of the field, and Jake just pulled it.
And I misspoke. He picked up about 10. I thought they were going to mark him out of bounds closer to the first down mark, but looks like they said he went out of bounds at about the 29. Cade Hatton with the ball, and he well, and that's the kind of things he can do. I mean, you know, I don't know if you can tell at home, but that really, there wasn't a whole lot there. But he turned on the speed, cut the corner, and he took a big hit going out of bounds. So Cade playing a little bit injured tonight and just showing some of his toughness.
I talk about it all the time with Cade. He doesn't play like he's 5'6".
No.
He plays like he's 6'3".
He does. Well, and I can promise you, Jake Osment's going to need an ice bath tomorrow. He's had a lot of carries tonight, has took some big hits, and has played really, really well.
He's took a lot of tough hits all year. I mean, last week against Highland, he took a pretty nasty sack, got hit on his blind side, and, man, he's just a tough kid.
He is. He's tough, plays hard, plays with a lot of passion. So second down and about 6 or 7 for the Wildcats. Osmond again, design quarterback run. He's got a lot of blocks out there, but it ain't going to be enough. He's going to pick up. Well, they're going to say he just got back to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats. And we are working on trying to get another mic before next week. Evan probably wonder why I keep scooting over to him, but I know everybody said we sounded fairly clear out there, but want to make sure you can hear both of us. And again, tomorrow, Miss Wildcat starts at 8:30 in the morning with the pre. I'm not sure why the ball is placed where it's at.
Down at 10 for Trumann at the Gosnell 27-yard line.
I don't know. I'm not real sure why that ball was moved back. I mean,
I'm a little confused on it. Kate Donovan fell about the 15-yard line. You can't advance the muff part.
oh, okay. So we did get some clarification. The high school rule: you cannot advance a muffed punt. So the ball is just basically placed where it's recovered. Now I'm not sure if you score, because a lot of times on those type of plays, if you're able to score, it counts. But if you're not, it goes back to where the ball was touched. So, hey, either way, that's huge. Second down and 10 for the Wildcats. They're getting really, really close to the red zone as the ball is at about the 28-yard line. They packed it in tight. The old kind of like the wishbone, the straight eye, I guess. Fullback, two backs. Let's see if they do the old Philadelphia tush push. Nope. Osment will take it out of center, break it out wide, and he's still going. Jake has been a workhorse tonight, and that's about a 9-yard, almost 10-yard pickup.
Well, that's not very typical for this specific Trumann offense. I mean, a couple years ago, that would look pretty normal for what we would run on the offense, but very interesting play call there.
Yeah, that was under center. A little bit of an old school, kind of like an Army look out there, you know. But I think,
Going right back to it.
yeah, the Wildcats, I think, were trying to send a message, we're going to run it up the middle and catch Gosnell off guard by going outside. And that's going to be a flag on the Wildcats. It looked like everybody but the center moved, so a little miscommunication on the snap count. Well, what was 3rd and 1 now becomes 3rd and 6. As the Wildcats were in the red zone before that penalty. Ball will be spotted at the 23-yard line, 3rd and 6 for the Wildcats.
Jake Osmond being under center pretty much confirms that Danny Enos is not in the press box tonight calling plays for the Wildcats. So
that is exactly right. And our good old Hogs take on the Ole Miss Rebels, and that's the first, I guess, mishandled ball for the Wildcats tonight, and it looked like a little bit of trouble on the exchange. But again, going back to it, we don't line up under center a whole lot, so you know that's a little bit of an adjustment when you're a quarterback, and for the center. And we got a new center in tonight, don't we? I guess with Hightower.
it looks like Brody has came back into
Or Brody McDaniel, Hightower. I'm thinking Hightowers.
Great food.
So that is the end of our 3rd quarter. So it becomes crunch time. The Wildcats lead 17-8. It'll be 4th and 9 to start the 4th quarter for the Wildcats. And man, the Wildcats have just made big plays tonight when they've needed to, hadn't they, Evan?
And really, it's a big testament to Gosnell's mistakes that they've made so far tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
most recently that muff punt. I mean, you could have just went away from that ball and it would have been all fine and dandy. But I mean, you put yourself in a position now where Truman's in their own territory.
Well, it would be nice to get a little breathing room. I mean, the Pirates, it is a 2-possession ball game right now. But, I mean, it's anybody's game still. I mean, we got a 4th and 9 here. Gosnell will have to move the ball 70-plus yards, even if we turn it over on downs. It is a little chilly out there tonight, Evan, I know. I'm glad we're up here in the press box. That was a couple years ago. We had a game where it was freezing cold and snowing. I think Lori looked up at me and was like, this is miserable. I was like, I feel great. It feels good up here.
Wildcats don't play K-City anymore, but I remember my sophomore year we went up there, it was about 10 degrees.
Yes, I was at that game, Evan. It was terrible. All right, so the Wildcats, 4th and 9 here to start the 4th quarter. They lead 17-8. Osmond with the ball. Oh, great design play to Gavin Greenwell. So Gavin Greenwell will pick up the first down for the Wildcats. And, there's not many that come from a much richer football bloodline. Of course, his grandpa, Lynn Greenwell, was coached here at Trumann for 30-plus years. He was also a former Arkansas Razorback. And then Gavin's dad, Bert, played on a Final Four team for the Wildcats back in the late 80s. Bert, a coach at Westside, football coach at Westside. And then Gavin, had a tough injury at the end of last year, but he's bounced back and playing well. We fumbled that handoff a little bit, but Cubitt was able to hang on to it, and he picks up about a half yard.
Also speaking about Gavin's family, also related to Kate Gardner, a very
That's right.
talented running back from a couple years ago with Trumann. There's not many guys that you can see. I mean, we see it in college. I mean, we see guys like, back in the day, like Peyton Hillis, man. I mean, it's not about speed. It's just running you over to get the extra yards. So.
And you're right, Kate. He would do that. Cade would do that. And it's second down here and 9 for the Wildcats. Osment with the ball again. He had one man to beat, and the Gosnell linebacker was able to get just enough on him to bring him down, but it's still a first down, so it's going to be first and go for the Wildcats. And I don't want to jinx us at all, but a score right here almost puts this game out of reach for the Pirates. And as well as Truman's played overall tonight, I mean, we've played good tonight. There's just not a better way to put it. I mean, Jake Osment's carried this team tonight on his back, but we've had big plays by sophomores. You know, Cubitt with 2 sacks, Popejoy with a fumble, Donovan with a fumble recovery. We'll see if it was enough. They're going to say he got down to about the 1-yard line. Hey, and I don't care that we do get it quick. I mean, let's run some time off that clock.
We got to give kudos to our team tonight. I mean, they've just had tremendous time management with the football. I mean, even if you don't score, they've been taking about 5 or 6 minutes off the clock.
So 10-10 here. The clock will continue to run. Osment with the ball. Signal on the field. Looks like he got down right to the goal. I mean, you can't get much closer without scoring from where the official walked in and marked it down.
An inch maybe.
Man, maybe. Third and go for the Wildcats. I'm not a proponent of stopping the clock necessarily, but if we don't get it on this third down, call a timeout. Let's make sure we draw up something where we know we can punch it in. And that's going to be enough for the Wildcats. Touchdown, Wildcats. So Jake Osment with the quarterback sneak. And that will almost push this game too far out for Gosnell to get back in it. I mean, we do have a lot of time, 9:17 to go, but before the extra point here, that gives the Wildcats a 15-point lead. Assuming Garcia's out there, looks like we're going to try the extra point. Gavin Greenwell will hold the ball down. This becomes a 16-point ball game, so that means Gosnell would have to score twice, plus get both 2-point conversions and stop our offense in between there. So and the snap is no good. So the extra point no good. Look like Jeremy and leaving the building. And
With that fumble snap, it makes it a little bit easier.
looks like. No. Yeah, I'm going to get us another one. But you can hear good, but we both need one. Chad, you got anything you want to say on air?
I do. You want to interview? No, I don't.
We tried to talk to the infamous Pee Wee football coach. See if we could get any insight to what's going to go on tomorrow.
I can't. It's against my contract. I can't do it.
He says that contract restrictions won't let him talk. I think he's going to do what Bianca tells him to do.
I don't want to talk bad about our coaches, but Chad was up pretty heavy on Gosnell last Saturday morning, and he did call a timeout on his final drive just so he could score again.
Oh, I bet he had the Gosnell fans ticked off. Well, another fair catch. So, hey, any of you Wildcat fans that are watching out there, I just want to go on record, and for any of the guys that may watch this back, I'm so proud of our Wildcats tonight. They've played well. I mean, there's several players that we could pick out that have done big things. I mean, but we've seen it all over the field, from your seniors to your young players. I mean, Carson Smith with a couple of big key plays. Gavin Greenwell with a big catch down here. Jake Osment's just toted the ball all night long. And then again, Gavin Cubitt, Donovan, Popejoy on the big score. So it's a complete game. There's a completion by the Pirates. And we just need to keep him in bounds. They might start to burn some timeouts here. That will be a first down, so the clock will stop momentarily. You know, and in high school football, as you could kind of see there, they don't technically have to get the ball set before the clock starts. Or they get the ball set, the chains don't have to get moved. Ball snapped. Another completion by the Pirates, but he's immediately taken down by the senior, Cade Hatton. And again, Cade Hatton, man, just a tough kid. You can see him favoring the hip a little bit tonight, but we thought we might not see him tote the ball tonight, but by the second series, he did run it and picked up a couple of big run yardage. I can't talk there. I'm getting tongue-tied, but Cade Hatton, just a tough kid. Has played defense all night and had a big tackle there. Gosnell has went to the air all night long for the most part, and they find another open receiver, but so Jones will pick up the first down. And again, like I said, I don't want to jinx this, but we don't need to let Gosnell score quick here.
Trent Middleton, once again, is that traditional style quarterback, so you're able to air it out a little bit better. Get some of your athletes in one-on-one situations.
Cade Hatton immediately brings down the receiver, so it's keeps him in bounds more importantly, and it's going to bring back, it's going to be 2nd and 8. 7:34 to go. Clock continues to tick. I'm a little surprised Gosnell's not burned at least one timeout yet. I mean, that would have been a good spot to burn one, but maybe they're thinking, let's see if we get in the end zone here, and then we can save those timeouts. So a 4-receiver set, fake the handoff, quickly pass the ball. Not enough for the first down, but it pretty big pickup, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3.
Not to distract from this exciting game we got going on right now, but Blyville is winning 20-7 against Highland in the fourth quarter.
So Blyville leading Highland 20-7. That will put Blyville alone at the top of our conference, the only undefeated team left in the conference, if they're able to finish that game off. Handoff. He'll get the first down and more, and he's still on his feet. And that's not really what we needed there. I mean, he was able to get, we had to push him out of bounds to keep him from scoring, so the clock will stop.
We talked about it earlier. This game is important. I mean, that puts Highland with the loss now. I mean, the Wildcats could beat Blyville or somebody. That's really important for them later down in the future. I mean, you still have Rivercrest and Blyville. Haven't lost yet, but I mean, it's going to look interesting here in the next couple of weeks.
Well, you know, it just goes from, I mean, you'd much rather be a 2 playing a 5 than a 3 playing a 4. I mean, we've got one of the toughest conferences in 4A in the state, I'm convinced. I did not get in, but he's down to the 1-yard line as the clock will continue to run. 6:20 to go here in the ball game. And that was another sophomore in on the tackle, Cade Hayes. And Cade's had some big plays this year. Started on defense all year long. Oh, and Cameron Williams immediately met by Cade Hatton, and then a slew of Wildcats come in to finish it off. And again, we got to remind everybody, that's a D1 prospect.
Trumann has just done an excellent job of containing him tonight. He did have that really big play for a touchdown earlier, but I mean, outside of that, he's been relatively quiet.
Yeah, he has. I mean, there's not been much there, so we've defended him well. So 3rd down and about 5 for the Pirates. We're under the 6-minute mark, 5:30 to go here in the ball game. And it's just a little high, so 4th down, and you know, it's a 2-possession game, but if the Pirates don't score here, it's basically over.
pass break up from the sophomore Isaiah Carrillo at linebacker.
So that was Carrillo. Evans says Isaiah Carrillo, big play there from the linebacker position. I mentioned it earlier, but Pee Wee football is at Newport in the morning. I know that 6th grade team's trying to find a spot in the playoffs, and it is so loud inside this stadium as Gosnell lines up 4th down. These Wildcat fans are on their feet. Ball snap, and Williams will score, so that's his 2nd score of the night. So he's responsible for both touchdowns on the board. So with 5:28 to go in the ball game, Gosnell will cut this to a 23-14 ball game. And man, they're going to go for 2, I'm guessing. Not sure if they've even got a place kicker, but they're lining up for 2. I mean, it's only a 7-point ball game if Gosnell's able to put it in the end zone here. And they are able to they do convert. So it'll be interesting to see if Gosnell relies on their defense here or they try with the onside kick and possibly give Trumann a short field.
I mean, Efren Garcia missing that PAT. He didn't really miss it. It was a fumble snap.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it a lot easier for Gosnell. I mean, now it's only a 7-point ball game.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, not wanting to jinx us at all, but it's a 7-point ball game now. The Wildcats, on their first series of the ball game, was able to run off 5 minutes and 41 seconds. We've got 5:28 remaining in the ball game, so I don't know what the call is here. I mean, it really depends on how much faith you have in your defense. I've got to think Truman should have some of their hands guys.
We got guys like Efren Garcia, Cade Hayes, Gavin Cuban, it looks like maybe.
Yeah.
Thomas Traverea on that front line.
Pope Joy up there. Yeah, it looks like Gosnell is going to onside kick it as they're lined up heavy on their sideline.
Gosnell's a pretty aggressive football team, but they really haven't gotten a chance to show that aggressive play style tonight. So
yeah, you're right. I mean, one of the most exciting plays in football, the onside kick.
looks like
And
a good kick.
and it bounces just right for the Wildcats. And you don't see that happen very often.
What a play by Thomas Traverea,
So
the offensive lineman.
Hey, offensive lineman says, you give me that ball. You're not telling me I can't run it. So he will go back down in the books.
What a play from Thomas Traverea, man.
Well, about a 40-yard return, and he said, Coach, line me up at fullback. I've been telling you, I can tote that ball. It's such an exciting play.
See it for a kid like Thomas Traverea, man. He's just the perfect example of what a football.
Yeah, we're being told that could have been bumper pull down on the. You Razorback fans will recognize that name.
Boy, I miss him.
I do too. Did he ever get signed with a team at all?
He had a tryout with the Panthers. He was on their team on their practice squad for a little bit.
Yeah. Cade Hatton, and he'd love to get in the end zone tonight. The senior would. See, Gavin Green was trying to tell Coach Cook something he was seeing down there on the field. It looks like he is coming out for the moment, but
Cade Hatton there, I mean, I would have felt inbounds to just keep the clock running. He was forced out of bounds. I mean,
yeah, we need that clock to run. I mean, it's obviously it'd be nice to get points here with it being a 7-point ball game, but you know the Wildcats control their own destiny. Take care of the ball. And just a direct run.
keep that clock going.
Yeah, you got a 40-second play clock here.
Gosnell does still have all 3 timeouts. They haven't used one yet, but they might use one here soon.
Yeah, I would say after this next possession, if it brings up fourth down, they could call a timeout there to stop the clock because we're going to let it run down, and why wouldn't we? I mean, I'm not even so sure I don't let it run down and call a timeout if I'm Truman.
If you're Truman, you have Efren Garcia. You are in field goal range. You
Yeah.
could get a field goal, make it a two-possession game here late.
Yeah, I'm telling my team right now we want to score, but let's try to keep the ball in the center of the field and get to the 10-yard line. That sets up a 27-yard field goal for Garcia, and he's perfectly capable of making that.
Looks like Jason.
Oh, Osmond, he just had about one or two guys to beat, but
We're going to try to get this ball a little more centered for Efren, maybe. If that's what Coach Cook intends on doing, but
another big decision time for the first-year head coach is you would get, on this play call alone, you'd get about 100 different opinions. Do you kick the field goal? Do you go for it? Clock steadily running, so you got plenty of time to think about it. Play clock down to about 17 seconds, game clock at 3:49.
Coach Cook did run down to the side judge here, so he might call a timeout, maybe?
That's what I'm guessing, Evan. I think he's probably told him, hey, when that play clock gets to 1, I want a timeout. Well, no, maybe not. We're lining up like we're going to run the ball. We're trying to get them to jump.
And that's
Yeah.
why we're going to have a timeout here.
Hey, I think smart move. I mean, you accomplished a few things there. We run more time off the clock. 2, it gives you a little more time to talk about what do we want to do here. We want to kick a field goal. You guys want to try to get 6 yards.
Last week on Truman's final drive, there was a little bit of a time management issue. They had about 6 minutes on the clock, and plays were taking a little while to get in. I mean, clock was being wasted, and the Wildcats were down 2 possessions. So Coach Cook definitely making that a factor this week in practice to make sure that he manages the clock well.
Yeah, I agree. We're just looking at my phone here, and Lydia picked up another stray cat we do not need. It's going to stay in Jonesboro. She was feeding it Taco Bell. That might not end well.
Looks like, yeah, that's what we're going to kick a field goal here.
We are going to kick it. So, hey, I like it. Garcia can boot this through. That'll give us a 10-point lead. 3:34 to go here in the ball game.
Even if you miss it, Gosnell still has to drive 90 yards.
We need a good snap. We've had a couple of high snaps tonight.
Up. It's good.
Oh!
Oh, no, it's no good. It looked good from this angle.
It must have went just under the uprights, Evan. It was a little bit of a line drive kick.
It is hard for us to see in the
Yeah.
press box. My mistake on that. But
Oh, I thought it was good.
yeah.
I waited for the official. Justin Smith was looking at me. He's like, how's that not good? But from up here, it looked good, but I think it must have been just below the uprights.
Now, Gosnell with 3 timeouts has a chance to tie this ball game up.
Yeah, we got a lot of game left. 3:30 to go. We need the defense to step up in a big, big way. I wish I could get in that helmet and try to fire them up a little bit, but they've played well tonight. Just need to finish it. Gosnell's going to spread it out. They get a completion. They're trying to keep him in bounds, but he is able to get out of bounds. Hey, yeah, I guess they're signaling the clock is running.
The clock will stop after every play, I believe, under 2 minutes. Or after every first down under 2 minutes.
Okay.
So, yeah. Clock does stop now, though, so looks like they got it fixed.
3:20 to go. Wildcats lead 23-16. Second down and 9 for the Gosnell Pirates from their own 20-yard line. We got Gavin Greenwell back at safety. Cade Hatton out here. Popejoy out here on a receiver.
Step up, and it goes it deep.
Too much air under it. And Cade Hatton was looking back for the ball as him and Gavin Greenwell were both there. Our other cornerback position, Coda Cameron. So we've got in the experienced D-backs right now. Cade Hatton, Gavin Greenwell, Dakota Cameron, which have all started at those positions since they were sophomores.
What a throw there, though.
Oh, yeah, he had some air under it. I mean, he threw that ball from the 20-yard line down to about the other 30-yard line.
Third down and 9. This is big.
Yeah, this is a big play. We've been able to get in that backfield tonight and get a few sacks. I would love for Carson Smith or Cubitt right up the middle to get there this time. Cubitt's almost there. Intercepted! Cade Hatton with his 5th interception on the season. And hey, that's what we talked about in pregame. That's why we've got to have him on the field. That is a big, big interception by the senior, and I couldn't be happier for him. So the Wildcats will have first down and 10 from the Gosnell 34-yard line, and we just got to take care of the ball here. There's still 3:06 to play. Anything can happen, but
Gosnell still has all 3 timeouts, too.
we've got to, yeah, I hear Pastor Maley yelling, stay in bounds, and he's right. Oh, there we go. And he does manage to stay in bounds. So Jake Osment takes it down to about the 25-yard line, 24-yard line, 25-yard line. Clock will continue to run unless did Gosnell get a timeout call? Yeah, Gosnell did call a timeout. So Gosnell will still have 2 timeouts remaining, and I definitely feel like Trumann has controlled this game. Trumann has controlled this ball game, but it's still a one-possession game. I mean, Gosnell's a very good football team with a lot of good tradition. I can promise you they've not given up.
And once again, that's another mistake from the Gosnell team.
You're right.
That peak was very costly to them right there.
I'm glad to have Evan alongside me. He does more studying than I do. I put me to shame on the stats. We got an update on that Blytheville Highland game. Is it still rolling? I know we tried to find a live feed, Evan did, and we could not find one, so we've been just trying to update scores. We don't know how far behind we are, but
I'll check here, try to get through this Friday refreshed.
Blytheville led 20-7. Trumann travels to Blytheville in 2 weeks.
It still says
Jake Osment picks up the first down, stays in bounds, so that's exactly what we needed.
Blytheville is winning 20-7 still in the 4th quarter. We don't have a final for sure yet, but that was the score from earlier, so I assume it's getting pretty close to the end of the ball game there.
So Trumann will be back at home next week against Pocahontas. Pocahontas has been a force to be reckoned with in Class 4 for years, but they are doing a little bit of rebuilding this year after losing, the record-breaking quarterback. What was his name?
Connor Baker.
Yeah, Connor Baker probably owns about every quarterback record that Pocahontas has, and that says a lot. They've had a lot of good quarterbacks.
Also got a brand new head coach this year, too. So.
Yeah, brand new head coach. So they're still going to be a tough football team. Evan and I were talking about it earlier. Pocahontas is that kind of team this year that could probably screw up somebody's season.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't take the football tradition out of there. And
Gosnell does play Blytheville next week, so that'd be a very fun Mississippi County matchup to watch. So.
Yep, it will be. So the Wildcats just trying to hang on for a big conference win. And this is a Gosnell team that went head-to-head with Highland. I'm pretty sure it was a close ball game.
1-point ball game. They lost by last-second touchdown.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. Evan reminding me, Gosnell got beat on a last-second touchdown by Highland. And, Highland right now looks to be the, by standings, going to end up the second-best team in the conference. So it's a big win at home for the Wildcats tonight if they can hang on. 1st and 10.
Everybody in the
I think they've got 13 people they're bringing. They had everybody lined up. Well,
final timeout here,
man, this offensive line, if I'm Coach Cook, buy those guys a steak one day this week.
Yeah.
They have earned it tonight. They've blocked well. Let's see. I'm guessing a timeout by Gosnell again. They're trying to stop this clock. Well, they're saying third and final timeout, so Gosnell will not be able to stop the clock now, Evan.
Yeah, I mean, if we assume Trumann wins this football game, this will still keep them in fourth place, but it will make them definitive in fourth place right now. You still have Rivercrest and Bible top to first. Assuming Bible beats Highland, Highland has the advantage over Gosnell and Trumann, so
Yeah.
they'll be placed in third. So, like we said, I mean, a win further down the road against Bible can really help his Wildcats get into the top third of the conference.
I agree, and we, get out of this game. We just need to continue to take it 1 week at a time. That's what makes, conference football so exciting, and particularly this conference. I mean, this is just a tough conference. I mean, it's, I'm going to bet that there will be a team within this conference that will win a couple ball games in the playoffs, if not go further than that.
Rivercrest was that team last year.
Yep.
Got all the way to, I believe, the Final Four.
I think you're right. They made it to the semifinals.
Lost to Arkadelphia.
Yeah. So Wildcats, second and about 4. Oops. We had a little bit of the lights out there, and Jake Osment with the ball. I wish we had a stat book up here. I'm fairly certain Osment's got to be over the century mark.
Yeah, he has to be. I mean, I believe coming into this game, he had over 600 rushing yards.
Oh, wow.
Which is adding on to his total this year. I mean,
That's good for number 1.
And most of those yards have been just hard-earned carries. He had one run that was 25, 30 yards, but the rest of them have been right in the trenches. I mean, he's battled, took some big hits. Proud of the senior leadership we have seen from Osment tonight, and the likes of Carson Smith, Gavin Greenwell, Cade Hatton. I mean, there's just several of them that have shown good leadership. Our offensive lines look great. Osment, yeah, he was wrapped up immediately on that play, so good tackle by Gosnell, but they cannot stop the clock. Truman's got 2 timeouts. It's going to be third down. Let this clock run all the way down. They could let it run down. It could get down to about 1:20, give or take.
Gosnell, I mean, they really beat themselves tonight.
Yeah, they did,
made
Devin.
mistakes throughout the football game, and Truman just capitalized on it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's it. I mean, Truman capitalized on them, and I'm glad we're telling that story and not going back and saying, hey, we could, if we would have capitalized on those mistakes.
Jake's going to get another score here.
Touchdown Wildcats. So, hey, that will seal the deal as Jake Osment punches it into the end zone with 1:21 to go. The Wildcats will lead 29-16. And we hadn't talked a whole lot about it, Evan, but for any of you guys out there that have played any kind of organized sports, there's a lot to do to come back to recover from a game like last week. You go to Highland, you have a big injury with Cade, you lose 13-0. Questionable on how we played with energy, and to come back the next week, have a good week of practice, and come out with a big win in front of the home crowd. Coach Bishop is leaving the stadium, it looks like. And the extra point will be no good, but the Wildcats, barring anything crazy, will pick up a conference win tonight as they lead 29-16 with 1:21 to go in our ball game.
Exactly what you're saying. I mean, Truman didn't waste time licking their wounds. I mean, they came right back into practice this week, focused up. You got Gosnell. I mean, you relatively still have a shot to finish. I mean, you can finish top 2 in this conference still. I mean, the conference is still wide open.
Well, and it's just tough enough. I mean, there's no doubt. Give credit to Blytheville. They're a very good football team this year, but they're beatable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, 2-possession game with Highland. Over the last couple of years, that Blytheville-Truman game, whether for the right or wrong reasons, has become a little bit of a rival. So, the Wildcats would love nothing more than to walk into Blytheville and hand them their first loss.
Hey, if you'll remember 2 years ago, Truman was in the fight to get the first place finish. Number 6 Rivercrest came into town and got shocked. I mean, everybody remembers that Jake Hoffman's big interception late in the game to seal the deal for the Wildcats.
Oh, that was a great game that night. I mean, that was just a fun night.
One the most fun games I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, and it was the same way sitting in the stands. It was just an absolute blast to watch that game. Wildcats, a proud tradition of football here in Trumann, and that, you know, I saw an article this week that was out there. I think Gavin Guy might have wrote the article about Elbert Shelley, and you know, Elbert had a good long career in the NFL, Pro Bowl. He played with mine and Evan's uncle Mark Bishop. 16 for the Pirates will take the kickoff. He's still on his feet, and that kind of worked out to our benefit, as there's probably 5 to 7 seconds that ran off. So a minute 13, yeah, so about 8 seconds off the clock. So Gosnell will have a minute and 13 to try to figure out how to churn 13 points. This Wildcat defense has played well tonight. You know, gave up the one big play, but it's still a D1 recruit. I mean, you know, no excuses, but
Gosnell did put a bit of that touchdown drive before in the fourth quarter too. So.
they did. You're right. That was probably their best drive of the night. So Wildcats, they're playing back a little bit of a prevent defense, as they've got Donovan and Gavin Greenwell both back deep. Cade Hatton not letting the receiver get behind him. So I'm convinced Coach Cook has told him, hey, just don't let them get behind you. You know, oh, man, they played. It did. I mean, there's all around good game. That's what you can say. I mean, there's several big plays by the Wildcats tonight, and it was spread out over a ton of different players.
Looks like Gosnell's going to have a big game here.
Yeah, that's a big play. I mean, they're an athletic team. I mean, this is.
I mean, hey, if you score here, I mean, you could kick an onside kick. I mean,
Yep.
There's been crazier things.
Oh, there has,
before.
Evan.
I mean,
There has.
they're still fighting.
Well, this Gosnell team's not done this year either, regardless of the outcome of this game tonight, which, you know, our Wildcats have a commanding 13-point lead with 32 seconds, but Gosnell's going to be trouble for people the rest of the year. I mean, Garcia was almost there, and a little miscommunication as the quarterback was getting pressure.
25 seconds here left to go.
That will stop the clock with the incomplete pass. So 25 seconds to go here in our ball game. I'm Kevin Bishop alongside Evan Bishop, and this has been a fun one to call, Evan.
Yeah. And we knew that coming into this game, this was a really big game for both teams, and it's been a fun one.
We will again, I've said it multiple times, but we'll be back next week as the Wildcats kick off against Pocahontas. And Cubitt almost there, and that's just ball just out of the hands of the receiver in the back of the end zone. And Cubitt's played well this year, but he's kind of had a come-out night tonight, I think. I mean,
we talked about it kind of earlier in the year. He did go to an Alabama football camp this summer. Got pulled to the side by the defensive line coach at Alabama. I mean, he's just one of those football players, man.
Yeah.
High motor, super athletic. I mean,
and a good kid.
Hey,
Yeah.
I mean, he lost his mother last year.
Yep.
You know, I love his story. I mean,
It
he's
is a
only
good
a
one.
sophomore too. We still got 2 more years with him.
You know, interesting fact, many of you might not know, he has an identical twin brother, or I think they're identical. They're twins, but his twin brother, kind of the opposite, talented musically, does a lot with the drama club and the band. Ball up in the air, Wildcats will intercept it. Oh no, he dropped it. Donovan and Hatton were both like, no, it's mine, no, it's mine.
He was trying to make it 6.
Yep, he was trying to get that 6th interception on the season. So 4th down and 10, and this will be the ball game for the Pirates. Trumann's going to get out of here with a win regardless, but this will be Gosnell's last chance of the night to try to put some points on the board again. And the signal's touchdown on the field, so 7 seconds to go in the ball game. Gosnell says, hey, I know everybody's leaving, heading to the house, but we're still playing ball.
Hey, I mean, there's 7 seconds left. I mean,
it's like you said earlier, crazier things have happened.
It's not over yet. I mean, if they get a 2-point conversion here, I mean, a touchdown wins it for them.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, that just shows you the fight of this team and how much they care. I mean, they might lose tonight, but I mean, you play Guavo next week. I mean, keep that same pressure up.
Carry that momentum.
They're
You're right.
come in amped up to that game. That's a rivalry game for them. So.
Well, and for Gosnell, I'll say that just what you said, Evan. I mean, you got to be proud of your team when they continue to play hard when it looks like the ball game's over. And I think if I'm the coach for Gosnell, that's what I say in the post game in the locker room. Hey, we didn't end the way we wanted it to tonight, but I'm proud of the effort you gave me, even with 7 seconds to go in the ball game.
Kick is good.
And it looked good, and it was good from up here.
6-point ball game.
Yeah, we do. We do have a 6-point ball game with 7 seconds to go.
Not over yet.
Coach Cook's down there going, my goodness, can we not just get out of here with this win and be done?
Close it out. I mean,
Basically, Trumann just got to recover this kick. We'll probably nil on it. That's ball game. But we've had 2 kicks tonight. Has there been 2 recovered by the opposing team? Well, I guess, yeah, the muff punt, and then we returned. Chavaria had the big kick return on Gosnell's onside kick, and it's easy to see this game could have went any direction tonight. I mean, proud of my Wildcats. They have played well, but Gosnell has battled. And I apologize. We did lose. I think we're going to be a little bit behind on this camera, but I think our other camera has timed out. I just now noticed, and we just got our comments out. We do see there's some country club people watching out there. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Glow Golf.
it's not over yet.
Appreciate Mr. Chavaria tuning in. We got Deadpool 15098 out there. Brent Fila. So I apologize. We were having a little bit of technical difficulties getting our comments to pull up. Well, here's...
Did post earlier this week there would be a little bit of a wind gust issue. I mean, we haven't seen it tonight. Air's been relatively nice, but I mean, it's picking up a little bit now. I mean, ball can't stay on the tee.
It is, and it's been an exciting game from start to finish, and there is the onside kick. It's got to go 10 yards. Gosnell recovers the kick.
There's 7 seconds left in this ball game. This ball game ain't over yet. This game is not over yet.
So we've got 7 seconds on the clock. It's a 6-point ball game.
Gosnell still has time to win this ball game.
Gavin Greenwell is pointing that it's Truman ball, but the officials, they haven't signaled yet. That's...
We haven't got an official call from the White Hat whose ball it is.
Wildcats are confident that it is their ball. We'll see what the
Trumann offense is on the field, so
Rolling on the field is the kicking team.
Yep. So the kick, that's ball game. Kicking team touched it, so Gosnell touched it before it went 10 yards.
it looks like Gosnell fans are not happy about that
No,
ball.
and the coaching staff either. They're out. Head coach is out on the field.
I don't know. I mean, it looked like the ball went 10 yards.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess number 5 tried to just touch it a little bit earlier. Maybe when it's like not in a couple inches.
well, and I really hate for the game to possibly end on a play similar to that. I mean, it just, if you're a Gosnell fan, you're going to talk all week about how you got ripped.
Looks like we got some Trumann players ready with some water bottles to get Coach Cook.
Yes, they are. So basically, the Wildcats, if they can kneel on the ball here, that's ball game. Well, and that will be a conference win.
They got Coach Cook.
They did get Coach Cook. He said, guys, it was warmer last week. So the Wildcats will walk out of here with a big conference win, 29-3.
Coach Cook using his athleticism, taking his pace, and boxing.
Yeah.
A stupid
Yeah, Cook was not letting. He was like, man, you're going to have to earn it if you're putting them here. But
Big game for your Trumann Wildcats.
well, Evan, I've enjoyed it tonight. I appreciate all the fans that tuned in. We try our best up here, so if we mess up on things, be patient. We're still negotiating our contract. It doesn't pay well, but proud of these Wildcats. I mean, I'm just very proud of them. It was a good ball game tonight. Lots of big plays by several different players. Definitely a team win, Evan.
Proud of this team. Unfortunately, I'm not playing this year. I did a concussion earlier
Yep.
off season, but man, it makes me truly happy to see these guys succeed, man. And we got a fun one next
Yeah,
week
we do. You've been in those trenches and worked with them, so congratulations, Wildcats. We'll be back next week as the Wildcats take on the Pocahontas Redskins. Everybody have a safe weekend.
Have a good weekend.
See you guys there, folks.
Thank you.